going to be a requested video that I got from my last super shoe haul. So if you have not seen that video, go ahead and check out all the shoes that I had purchased over the past few weeks in that video. So in that video I did mention that I, prefer to have my red on the bottom of my Louboutins preserved by like some sort of guard. Now the guard that I do use is by Zagg, and this is basically a phone touch screen protector, and the brand is Zagg, and it says Invisible Shiled. I have a 2-pack right here, and it says original at the bottom. These run about $20, which is kind of cool because you get 2 in here, so it's basically like $10 for each. And me personally, I feel like it's worth it because it protects the bottom of the shoe. So on these shoes right here, I wore these 4 times. On concrete, pavement, wood, you name it, and the bottom is still pretty well preserved. Now I will say with the Zagg screen protector, they kind of will get penetrated by little rocks and things, but for the most part the bottom of my shoes are pretty protected. And I personally like having these protected on the bottom just in case, like for example, if you were to buy a trendy Louboutin shoe, you could easily resell it because the bottom is preserved, because with the sale value with Louboutins, they kind of go on how the back looks. And that increases the resale value if you choose to resell your Louboutins. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys exactly how I put them on. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and put the Invisible Shield on the back of these nude pumps. These are the sulcates, and this is what the back looks like. So I believe the size that I purchased will work pretty well for this. So the back is pretty well preserved. There is no scratches. I did wear these once, but I wasn't walking or anything. I was just kind of like standing in place. So now I'm going to go ahead and protect the bottom of the shoe. So with the Zagg Invisible Shield, it does come with the directions on the back, and you would basically apply the shield directly to the sole of the shoe in the same, motion as you would a screen protector. So basically you follow the directions that, come on the packaging for the shoe. There isn't anything special or different that you would do. So I'm going to try to open this on camera. I probably won't be able to because I always have a really tough time opening this. They make sure no one kind of gets in these. So I'm just going to kind of, I don't know, I'm just going to open this. Yeah. But just open it, just open it. Just get the product from the inside. Struggling. Oh, so I figured out that there was tape on the bottom, and that's why I couldn't slide it out. So, take the tape off of there, okay? Okay, so this is what it looks like when I kind of got it halfway open. It's kind of like a booklet. And you open it up, and there are directions on the inside. And you pull it out. And here are the Zagg screen protectors. So these are quite large, and they'll definitely fit on the back of my sulcates. They'll fit the whole bottom of the sole. Now I'm only going to put it on the sole. I'm not going to put it right here because, it's not going to get scratched up right there. It's only going to get scratched up right here. So I'm going to put that here. And it comes with the shield spray, which you'll need. And it comes with like a little squeegee to smooth out the plastic on the bottom of the shoe. And it also comes with kind of like this little cloth, I guess, to remove fingerprints from the screen if you were putting it on a cell phone. But it's going on the bottom of my shoe, so I really don't need this, but it kind of does help in smoothing out the plastic to avoid air bubbles. Okay, the first step is to remove the guard from the plastic. So I'm just going to unpeel this guard from the plastic. So I'm going to peel off the second layer, if I can get it off. Ooh, goodness, can't get that off of there. There we go. So clear, so you can't see it. So I'm going to place it on the back of my hand like this. So now I'm going to take this shield spray right here and spray the back of the plastic covering like this. So I'm just going to really kind of coat all of that, because it's just going on the bottom of the shoe and you don't want it to come off. So I think I put a little too much, but we'll figure it out. So that is sprayed on there. So now I'm going to place it on the bottom of my shoe, and I always kind of place it like downward like this, because I know the whole shoe is, you know, covered. So I'm going to go kind of like this. Yep. This is the easiest way to do it in my opinion. And then I'm just going to kind of make sure it's even on there. So what I'm going to do now, and it's okay if some of the adhesive gets on the shoe. I noticed that it doesn't damage the shoe or the leather any. So I'm going to turn it upside down. And as you can see, it's clear and it's pretty smooth for the most part, but I didn't rub it in too much. So if I need to make adjustments, I kind of make sure it's taut and flat around certain areas. And it's pretty smooth. I did actually a good job. But the first time I did this, I had all kind of air bubbles. And you don't want the air bubbles, because when you're walking, the air bubbles will bust and tear. The plastic will tear, which will expose the sole to the damage that you're trying to avoid. So I'm taking the squeegee now, and I'm just kind of making sure that I get rid of any possible air bubbles, or especially around the corners here. Like that. And just make sure it's like really smooth, and make sure this here gets smoothed down also, because we don't want to see that seam. Girl, you know, we don't want to see that. You know, it's like if you're trying to be cute and like you cross your leg, you don't want the seam to pop up. So I think I pretty much done then, and that's it pretty much. So I'm going to take some small scissors like this now, and I'm just going to cut the excess plastic off. I'm actually going to pull it up just a little bit. I pull the plastic back this way some so I can see where to cut. And no, I'm not cutting the shoe. These scissors aren't that sharp, and having the plastic folded back actually helps me cut. Like that. So basically, I have a really nice smooth edge. You can't even really tell that I have plastic there. Nice smooth edge. Okay, and that is it. The screen protector is on the bottom of the shoe. It's very undetectable. You can't see it. There isn't really much of a, you know, line or demarcation line that indicates like you have something on the bottom of your shoe, unless it starts lifting, and of course you would probably have to replace it after a while. If you do have any questions, feel free to ask me down in the comment area. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later.